Hello everyone, my name is Andrew King with E&B Logistics, and today I want to discuss with you the cost of starting my own trucking company and what you can expect to pay. Before I discuss anything, I want to talk about the value of saving money. Now, starting any business is expensive, and mine was no different. And I think it's very important to start with not having a truck payment if you have the money to pay for a truck, because the last thing that you want to have is a huge monthly truck payment, a huge monthly insurance payment, and on top of that, maybe you're renting or you have a house, and that extra money can really break you. Also, after paying for everything, you probably want to have at least a backup of $10,000, because there's going to be things that happen that are out of your control every single day. So it's really important to have extra money on rainy days. Now, as you're going to see, most of the variable in your expenses is going to come from your truck and from your insurance payment. Now, most people buy their trucks underpriced, they buy them overpriced, or they get them for free if they get them from family or from somebody else. So that's number one, the biggest wild card when it comes to how much you're going to pay up front. The other thing is your insurance. It really depends on how much experience you have, how old your authority is, if you have any accidents or tickets or anything. Like, I use Progressive, and it could be from $1,000 to $2,500. I mean, it could even be more than that. So those are going to be the two things that are the biggest wild cards, and you should look into those two before you jump into everything else. So putting all that aside, let's start off with what I did first once I decided that I wanted to go forward with my business. So the first thing that you need to get is an employee identification number, and you can apply for those online with the government, and it was initially $125 to get that. The next thing is you need to get trucking authority, and you can apply for that on the FMCSA website, and it's a whole long process that you need to go through, but that was roughly about $150 to do that. Now, the next thing, which was the biggest expense, was the truck. Our truck cost $57,000. Now, that was definitely the biggest expense that we had, and unfortunately, we had to pay an inflated price because back in December, especially, dealers and sellers didn't have trucks just to throw away for free, so they were selling them for higher prices. So we lost out on that, but at least we have a truck. The next thing was insurance, and my insurance was pretty average. It was $1,781 a month, and if you're using Progressive, you need to pay your first month and your last month. So I don't know, a little bit over $3,500 is how much I paid for that. And like I said, that really depends on your experience and how many accidents you have. I mean, I've heard that there are people who have to pay an upfront of over $5,000. I mean, it's crazy, but you know, that's what happens sometimes. Now, there's a couple of small things that you can do, because after you get your insurance and you put it on the FMCSA website, it's going to take them about 20 days to send you a letter giving you your authority. So the first thing you can get is your UCR, which is Unified Carrier Registration. That's only, depends on how many trucks you have, but I only had one, so it was about $70. Then when your authority becomes active, you can go and purchase your plates and register your truck. My plates for 1 year was actually really expensive. It was over $3,000. I know some people who pay about $1,500 up to $2,500. So mine was pretty expensive, but you know, variables, it can change. Now, there's some other small expenses that you can do while you wait for your authority to become active, such as joining a drug testing consortium and querying drivers, which is probably about, I don't know, $200 to do that, depending on who you sign up with. Get an ELD, or an electronic logging device. Mine was $300 for 3 years. And also putting decals on the truck, and that for me personally costs about $125. Now there's other things that you're going to need if you're going to be an owner operator that I personally already had before I started gathering all these things, which is logbooks, GPS. Most people will need a GPS, trucker GPS, and a fire extinguisher, and a couple other small things, but this will probably run you, depending on what you buy, it could be maybe $400 to $500 on top of everything else. So for me personally, I paid about $65,000 for this entire thing. And I want to tell you, like I said before, the most important thing when it comes to starting a business is, like I said, make sure that you have money left over, like $10,000, even $5,000, just something, just have some money left over. But even more important than that is don't have a huge truck payment. It can be brutal. I mean, there are people who buy trucks for $150,000 and put whatever, $50,000 down. You're going to be paying $100,000 to pay off that truck for God knows how many years. So it's definitely best to already have this money beforehand than to jump into starting any business with not having enough money. So that's my rough breakdown of the cost of starting my own trucking business. Now, I'm going to say for the last time, it really can depend on the truck and the insurance. So do some shopping around, do your research, look around. Don't just go out and buy any old truck because it's conveniently right there. Do your research and look around. So thanks for watching this video. If you have any questions, just leave a comment down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to see more videos like this one. Thank you.